And when I'm on social media, my favorite show to watch is the Don't Shoot the Messenger weekly podcast. Chris G, Professional Sutton, Rucker Report delivers sports the way it's supposed to be, real and authentic. So get ready to be entertained. My boys are ready. I'm ready. Let's go.
Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast. I'm your boy, Professional Sutton.
And I'm your boy, Chris G.
And it's your boy, the Rucker Report, a.k.a. Dirt.
Ready? This is what the greatest thing about sports is. You play to win the game.
Inch by inch, play by play, till we're finished.
This is Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast.
X about me.
With Professional Sutton.
You already know.
Chris G.
My homie.
And the Rucker Report.
My family, what up?
They for real.
All straight with no chaser.
Let the games begin.
Let's go. Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast.
Yeah. Oh, let me fix. Hold on, I gotta fix this. Hold on. There we go. Yes, we are live and back in effect. Welcome to another edition of Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast. I'm your boy, Professional Sutton.
And I'm your boy, Chris G.
And it's your boy, the Rucker Report. Cheers.
So as you can see, I'm in a good place right now. I'm in the Huxtable house. Nah. You know what I mean? So Claire told me to hold it down, so I said I got her, man. You know, Bill.
Somebody had too much Jello pudding pops today, Chris.
Facts.
Something's in my drink. But anyway, fellas, how y'all doing?
That was a bold. That was real bold.
It's water. It's water.
Be bolder. Be bolder.
So, fellas, how are you guys doing today? What's going on, man?
Man.
Not on duty.
Great. Let me tell you something. Just had me a fish fry. It was great.
Chris, you know what? When you said fish fry and we was playing the game, I thought you meant like you was a fish fry, like because you was killing people in the game. You was really doing your thing.
No, nigga. I was about to drop the fish in the grease.
Really was. Yo, save me some. Yo, save me about 2 pieces.
I got 2 pieces left too. Me and the kids fucked that shit up.
So you ain't got none left then?
What you talking? I got 2 pieces left.
Oh, 2. Oh, okay.
I got 2 pieces left.
Okay, I bet. All right. I know where I would be. Well, listen, I'm gonna jump straight into it. NBA playoffs. You know what I'm saying? It's been a while since we've been on. A lot has gone. A lot has came and went. Today, Chris and I, we was on Call of Duty, and we saw that Kyrie Irving sprained his ankle. Man, that shit looked nasty. But and it's probably high. And you know what? And it's sad because when it's a high ankle sprain, it doesn't heal right. It's nothing you could do about it. You better off breaking it or fracturing.
Is that official? Is that is it an official high ankle sprain?
It's not official, but that's what it looked like though.
This just in the X-ray results came back clean.
Okay,
cool.
So maybe a positive thing for Brooklyn.
Hey, Katie a hooper, right? He tough. He be all right.
Yo, I just want to say this, right?
You could do it by yourself every day, right, B?
Right.
I just want to say this, right? Aaron Scott Fleming. Anytime LeBron playing, LeBron got to prove himself. LeBron could double somebody. He got to prove himself. As soon as LeBron went, he won't be able to last in the 90s. Today, what he doing capping for KD? KD don't got to prove himself.
Where's Larry? Where is Larry?
Larry!
Where's El Espanol?
Larry!
Where is Mr. Love? Get Mr. Love out here.
Where's Huncho Love?
Let me hit him up right now as we speak.
Where's Huncho Love? He's
straight. I guarantee you that phone is on Do Not Disturb. I guarantee you.
Yo, we on. I'm letting them know right now. We on.
Look, man.
No.
Kevin Durant left Golden State for a lot of reasons.
Okay.
One of those reasons he wanted to show that he was the man all by himself.
Yep.
There you go.
Buddy, here you go. Here you go.
Here's your plate. Make sure you finish.
It's a big plate, too. It's a big plate. Because let me tell you something. It's great when Jeff Green and Blake Griffin is complimentary players. It's another thing when they're your number 2 and your number 3.
Okay, let me
Ain't Joe Harris supposed to be this great shooter? Because, every time I watch Joe Harris, I don't see it. And when I talk to other Brooklyn Net fans, they go, well, you know, sometimes he can make it, sometimes he can't miss, but then sometimes, you know, he go cold. I'm like, well, that sounds like J.R. Smith to me. That sounds like a streaky shooter. Am I giving too much smoke right now? Am I giving too much smoke? Excuse me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just.
He said, "All right, here I come." So Hamborn is coming. I mean, so I don't know what it is, man. It's like, so again, I'm on Aaron Scott Fleming ass today, not everybody else. Okay, I just want to preface that before I keep going. Whenever LeBron was playing, Aaron Scott Fleming, yes, I'm saying your name, he was talking old cash shit. Old cash shit. Anytime KD do something, oh, that don't count. Well, KD got hurt. That's why Kawhi got that chip. Oh, that don't matter. Anytime anybody's in threat of beating LeBron, Aaron is bad luck. When I say it, if you know Aaron Scott Fleming and he rooting for your team, y'all lost. Straight up. You want Aaron Scott to root for the opponent so bad because you know that they're gonna lose. This dude last year was so, let's go Brooklyn. Soon as they found out KD was out, all right, Clippers, let's go Clippers. I'm telling you, there ain't no way that the Clippers gonna lose. The Clippers gonna beat the Lakers in 5, with just 6. It don't matter. Don't worry. He was on the Clippers heavy. When the Clippers got knocked out, guess what he said? Oh, it don't matter because it's in a bubble. It don't matter. This it don't matter, right? So now, LeBron and them lose.
Look who in the building. Look who in the building.
Yes, please let me see this picture.
Can you please rewind what you just said? Please rewind what you just said about, Joe Harris.
What I said about Joe Harris is everybody keep telling me that Joe Harris is this great shooter. You know who's like one of the biggest Joe Harris supporters? Skip Bayless.
Ooh.
Oh, man, this guy, he's a cold-blooded shooter. This, that, and the third. And every time I watch him, this nigga miss. Where that, though? Where that, though? Now, listen, I don't watch a lot of Brooklyn Nets games, so maybe I'm missing something.
Could be.
But every time I watch this motherfucker, he missing. Where he at? Larry, what's up with your boy?
Oh, God, he's the best shooter in the league.
Right, and the reason I brung that up is because I think it was a topic on Undisputed. Skip was talking about how much he'd rather have Joe Harris than Steph Curry when it comes to just shooting, and how much of a higher field goal percentage Joe Harris has from 3 than Steph. And I'm like, well, Steph is at 43, but he taking 20 of them motherfuckers a game.
Chris Haynes.
Joe Harris at 45, he take like 3. Am I missing something here?
Chris Haynes.
If he was the best shooter, Larry, what did he go 1 for 10 the last game? And them was wide open joints. I mean, not to mention, when Steph coming off, they from 30. I mean, he foot on the line, missing, wide open. Steph get wide open threes?
Nah, Steph had a whole town in his face.
I'm just saying. Somebody need to show me the Joe Harris proof because I don't see it.
Listen, the Nets as a team were 10 for 33.
Yikes.
And listen, but that's to say that the Bucks really didn't do that much better. I mean, it was 16 for 47. You put up 53s and you make 16 of them. You ain't really saying too much neither. But again, going back to Chris's original point, it's a cold world when you by yourself. If you that tough, you gonna have to be that tough. Because here's the other thing. The worst thing that Brooklyn can do to themselves in this series is say Kyrie's playing in Game 5 and James Harden is playing in Game 5. That's the worst thing they can do. You can't rush because when game 5 is when. So today is Sunday. So they're gonna play when? Tuesday?
Tuesday should be
48 hours on that.
Yeah.
Even if the X-rays were clean, no, you don't do it. And they would be a fool if they said, you know what, we just gonna bring James.
I don't know,
Not
man.
gonna be a good look.
Let me tell you something.
But-
you know
but
what?
if-
This
but
is
if
what you brought
KD
Kevin for, though.
This is what Kevin wanted.
This is what you brought KD there for.
Yep.
Hey, Ruck,
That's
I know
it.
you love every bit of it. I know as an OKC, I know you love every bit of this.
No, you listen. So here's the thing.
Not the hurt part.
Here's the thing. Really, I'm really over that whole thing with KD and OKC. Listen, the man chose where he wanted to go play. That's on him, right? But what I'm saying is, it's undeniable the talent. He is probably going to be one of the best scorers to ever play in this game, right?
Mm.
But what he went to Brooklyn for and what they tried to engineer was another big three of people that he trusted, he believed was superior talents and can get him to the chip, right? Now, in this situation, even with a Bucks team that is laboring themselves, right?
Mhm.
They put themselves in a dangerous situation. The way the first two games in the series went, the Bucks had no possible thought that they were going to win game 3 and 4 at home. They
Mhm.
shouldn't have.
Right.
Even the way game 3 went, they
Oh,
shouldn't have thought that they was going to pull that out.
Oh, you got to put that on Bruce Brown. You got to
Yeah.
put that game. You got to put game 3 on Bruce Brown.
But this is the thing. I'm not going to put it on Bruce Brown because the 13, 14, 18 points or whatever that he gave you throughout that game, he should not have been in that situation. That's Steve Nash's fault.
That was
You
a good
don't
point.
have him on the floor. And here's the other thing, too. This is where we see the chinks in the armor. Was that Steve Nash's call or was that D'Antoni's call? To keep him on the floor in that type of situation.
It's a good
You know what I'm
question.
saying? But the other thing is, again, Brooklyn, you gave a wounded team life.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what they think is going to happen now, but it's definitely going to be a different series. It's a series now. It's 2-2. You literally got to fight the 4.
You know, and when you think about it, right now you're giving a team like the Bucks some little ammo. Now they believe that they can go to Brooklyn to do this. You know what I mean? Now they feel like, hold on, wait a minute. They ain't that tough as we thought they was. Now we stumbling. I think we got this. I think we got this. And when you look at, game 3, and you look at some of the panic mode that was kind of, some of the things that were being called, you like, again, now you're Milwaukee and like, wait a minute. I think that we can really, put this one away. Now, if they put this one away in Brooklyn, what do we say? Do we say like are the Nets in trouble, or it's like, oh, they'll be fine? Like, let's not push the panic button too fast.
So
Nets in trouble right now.
So the Nets are in trouble right now. The best thing that could happen for them in this situation is the fact that they're going back home.
Mm-hmm.
Home, particularly, you get better home cooking in terms of the ref. Your bench players, or like Shaq says, your others tend to play better at home. So you might get another good game from Bruce Brown or Jeff Green, or Blake may turn back the time machine again. But again, I don't think it's much to fear on Milwaukee's side, because if they know Kyrie and James are going to be there, it's an easier game plan to set up for KD.
Yeah.
It's easy. Just like what Brooklyn has been doing to Giannis. They put 3 people in front of him. They can send traps and double teams at KD now and say, you know what, let the other people beat us.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think they found a gem in this game that I don't think Budenholzer would want to do for long stretches, but Drew Holiday has been known in this league as a dog, a straight up defender. And what you saw in the second half of that game, no matter what happened, he picking up KD 94 feet. So that's a different change, and he's a solid defender. So it's different. They gave them life. It's 2-2. They gave him life.
Hey, Chris, I want you to answer Hambone's question. He said, y'all missing a big part, a big point about what happened today. Do you know what he's referencing? Are you talking about the Kyrie injury, or?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know his point. My point would be they did the worst thing you could do. You gave an inferior team hope.
TC
You
was
never,
up, man.
TC in the building. Yeah, you never give an inferior team hope. You know, I can recall the one time we did it.
Yeah,
against Ellington, opening day, junior year. Gave them. I mean, we should have did it, but you know,
you need to call.
We gave them hope.
I'm gonna
say,
say,
oh yeah, please.
Nah,
please do.
Please get on.
I got to send my boy invite. You know what I mean? He got it.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. At the end of the day, if KD is the hooper that everybody claims he is, and I don't care, and I like KD as a ball player.
Yeah, of course.
I like KD as a ball player. He's one of my favorites to watch. I ain't gonna take that away from him. But yo, he got out of Golden State because he said, yo, Steph always gonna be the man. No matter what I do, Steph gonna be the man. All right, now it's on the table because when you was in OKC, couldn't get it done.
Right.
Now you in Brooklyn. Y'all supposed to be the premier team in New York. Kevin Durant should be better than Giannis and Chris Middleton put together. I don't care.
Every day.
I don't care.
Every day.
Every day.
Right. So
should be better than them.
So here's the thing, right? And this is the funny thing in sports about pressure. What does it say on a Monday morning when you get up now after losing this game? You don't know what's going on with Kyrie. You looking at James like,
how that hammy
doing, right? And what does it say that then when the pundits get on Monday morning, they say, well, what's Brooklyn going to do now? Because now you're talking about a postseason that does not have LeBron anymore, that doesn't have Steph anymore. The clear cut. Listen, there were people clamoring last week, just give Brooklyn the trophy now.
Let me see.
What does that sound like then? So it's going to be different, man. It's going to be different.
I'm going to get Hambo on the line. I couldn't. Facebook, I don't know. Facebook tripping. Facebook won't let me do anything. He said we got too many people. I don't know. Facebook, you know, when they see, you know, us coming up, then Facebook got all these regulations. Oh, it could be possible spam. Fuck if it's spam from my damn page. Well, let me get light skin Larry up in here. Let me because he said Chris talking crazy. He said Chris talking crazy. Okay. Oh, this about to be a good one. You know what I mean? Let me see here.
You know what this means, Chris? Quite about to go into full instigator mode.
I ain't saying no. You talking about? I would never do nothing like that.
Clickbait, quit.
I would never do nothing like that. Let me see. Okay, all right. Let me see. I'm sending this. It's not recognized. What do you mean?
But as we wait for Hambone, Chris, question to you: Are the Suns the best team in the West for real?
That's a good question. That's, you know, the West is strange, yo. With the Lakers not being in it, like all of those teams other than Denver. Denver's around. The remaining three teams, yo, there's heavy pros and heavy cons for all of them.
Both of them, yeah.
You know what I mean? So this is one of them years in the West where anybody can get out of it. So with that being said, except for Denver, with that being said, yo, they need whoever is coming out of the West need to grab it because this year, and I don't know if it'll be a year next time.
Yo, he said you open the blinds and now you wild.
The blinds is always open. That's why my whole light situation be fucked up. All this goddamn natural light, goddamn forest in here.
Nah, but listen, the light look good, Chris, man. You good, man.
Nah, man, this is not giving my true complexion right now. Okay, my true complexion, my good shading is because of this damn natural light.
Nah, man, you good. So Hambone about to get on. I can't wait. Listen, Ruck, I'm not doing anything that's gonna be crazy. Again, if you just tuning in, this is the Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast with professional son Chris G and the Rucker Report. We're about to have a Brooklyn Nets fan.
Can we shout out today? Can we shout out to our sponsor, 94.3
WYBC?
The rhythm of the city.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And also Inspire Rentals. Rentals. If you need that porta potty, especially with this summertime coming up, it's going to be a lot of events and it will be porta potty. It's a porta potty shortage, I heard. But with Inspire Rental, you don't have to worry about that. Clean, sanitize to your liking. Inspire Rental people. So we got that. So while Hambone is, getting on, Chris, you were saying how the West is kind of wild and
West is open, yo. West is open. Anybody can come out the West. Jazz can come out the West. Phoenix can come out the West. Clippers can come out. All three of them teams could come out the West this year. And none of them got a upper hand on, either side of it. You know what I mean? Like they are all pretty evenly matched. So this your year to grab it. With the injuries to Brooklyn, it's open in the East now too. Philly could come out, Milwaukee could come out, Brooklyn come out. Everybody's, you know what? No, Atlanta's a wrap. So everybody else could come out. So it's 3 teams in the East, 3 teams in the West that could come out. So I feel like this is gonna be one of those years where maybe an unlikely champion can be crowned. Next year we'll get back to the status quo. If everybody is injury free.
Everybody will calm down and it'll be where the natural order of things gets back to. But here's another question I was thinking about, right? So we've seen Denver without Jamal Murray, how they look, right? We've seen Atlanta and Trae Young and John Collins and how they look. We saw Ja Morant and the Grizzlies go down to Utah, right? So what do those teams in particular need? Like we talked about before, this is not like we saw the Lakers go down, right? This isn't a real heavy free agent pool this summer, but like, what does it look like for these teams? Like, could there be any truth? I don't know if that video was old or not, but Dame was talking about call LeBron, tell him to make it happen. So what do these teams need? What does Atlanta need right now that they're missing?
A wing, a great one. That's what they need. Wing. I mean, a lot. I'm not gonna lie to you. Most teams, this is what they need. Most teams mention a wing, a two-way wing that could give it to you. For me in Atlanta, and I don't know how they could swing it, but if somehow Atlanta could swing like a Jaylen Brown, that would make them look totally different.
And then he be returning home. That's
what I mean? That'll make them look totally different. As far as like the Lakers need health. If LeBron and AD are healthy, they are enough. Yeah. They are enough. You got your wing in LeBron, and then you got your dominant, big man who could step out, your stretch four, whatever you want to call him. You got that. And so the Lakers just need health.
Speaking of help,
he got the car for this one. He got the car for this one. His wife said, "Get out the house with this."
She said, "I don't want to do this."
He about to go Kwame Brown, Chris. He ain't got in the car.
Let me tell you something about you, motherfuckers.
Hey, Hambone, get some of that mama's cooking, Hambone.
Good this week too.
Hey, Quet, I bet you he's sitting in that car. He got the 6 rings on too. Let's go, Ham.
I tried to wear them today. Wear my 6 rings today.
You keep on going in and out, Ham. What happened?
I don't know. Hold on.
But you got me on like the Bluetooth or something?
Nah, I'm staying on the phone.
What kind of phone you got, man?
Go back in the house.
Yeah, come on. Yo, we can't hear you, man.
He got a joint from the Brooklyn Bodega.
Jesus and Mara hooked them up. Okay, I see how it go.
Yo, I want you to put your earpiece in because you sound mad muffled. He about to get kicked out. His wife about to say, "Shut the fuck up."
She about to kick him out the house.
She gonna be like, "Did I tell you to go out in the car with that shit?"
Take that shit back to Avon Street.
You want me to show? You want them to see what Mama Cookie look like?
Oh, here we go. Oh, there we go.
How about this?
Oh, there it is.
Here we go.
There it is.
Oh, man.
Yo,
You
listen.
sound like Brooklyn in game 2. You sound good.
Yeah.
Let me tell y'all something. Listen, let me tell y'all something. Brooklyn is 6, like it's always been. But check it, right? Here's the issue that y'all are missing, right?
Okay. Let's hear it.
Kevin Durant, as great as he's trying to be and all that good stuff, he is being let off the hook after what happened today. And somebody has said to me today, "Well, yo, you can't do it alone." I'm not looking for you to do it alone. But what I'm looking for is when you do all of that chirping, all that mean mugging, all of that like bravado, like you want smoke from people. when they give you smoke, either you inhale that shit or you run away.
Okay.
And I watched Kevin Durant today run away.
Yo, Chris, hold on, wait. Before you finish, Chris, and he cussing. That's how you know.
Yeah.
That's how you know Hambone ready.
He on
Hambone ready.
Yo, Hambone on point with everything he's saying right now. Continue. Continue.
So the thing about it is this, right? When I say this all the time, and I made a post the other day where I was like, "Yo, I've been watching KD because I'm not a KD fan.
Yeah.
I'm really not a KD fan. I've watched more of his game now that he's playing with the Nets and stuff like that. But before that, I just wasn't. He didn't do it for me. I always thought Russell Westbrook did the heavy lifting, and then KD got a lot of the, like the praise. I felt like KD was he made sure he scored his 6 to 8 points every quarter. But when it was heavy lifting time, when it was a close game and stuff like that, Russ would do the stuff, and then they was like, all right, KD would get it. So watching him now, I give him a little more respect. But I make it clear anytime we play a game like we just had today, had Kyrie Irving played and KD got hurt, we would win the game. Because Kyrie Irving is going to attempt to put a stranglehold on the game. And he's gonna like, nah, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna shoot every fucking time. And when I look at Kevin Durant, that's not there. I made a post one time and people looked at me like I was crazy. I said, yo, just tell me the difference between Klay Thompson and Kevin Durant. I said, if you put them both on another team without a dominant point guard, because they both play with dominant point guards, what would it be? I said, they're both going to average between 22 and 27. But what impact are they going to have? If you watch our games with Kevin Durant alone, where he's got to play the entire game,
like OKC, go ahead.
It's a bland type of basketball. He's gonna hit. I'm not saying he's not gonna be great. He's gonna hit, but it's a bland type of basketball where there's no pop, there's no pizzazz, there's no like, yeah, we right here. I'm a stranglehold you. It's just not there. So I think you guys are missing that part. That we lost today because of him. Don't let that 28 points fool you, because he only had 12 with 4 minutes to go in the third,
and
then he was
16 in that quarter.
You know what I'm saying? Like, let's not. He's gonna get his points, bro. He's too good not to. But it's the substance that like he doesn't give you at times that I'm upset about, and I think we're missing that. And the biggest thing that I look at is the way they officiate Milwaukee. Milwaukee gets officiated a lot differently than any other team in the league. Just pay attention to how physical they're allowed to be. Look how much PJ Tucker's allowed to grab, hold, and be involved. Look at Giannis when Giannis is going in for offensive rebounds, how he's shoving Blake Griffin out the way. Not just saying this because they're playing the Nets right now.
Right.
But I say this a lot of times when I watch Milwaukee's games. They do not officiate Giannis like they officiate everyone else.
Of course not.
Hambone, let me ask you this question though.
Go ahead.
Not even from the fan perspective, but you as coaching, right? You going back to coaching. If teams have an identity, right, or have a tendency in how they play, it affects the officiating, right? So if the officials already know that a team like Milwaukee is a physical team, PJ Tucker is a physical defender, 9 times out of 10 they're probably going to give them that leeway, right?
You could, and you say in basketball it goes to the aggressor, and this is why I always say, and I think the NBA is getting tired of my tweets. I think they're going to block me because I continuously say every game that the NBA official is the worst official of basketball that there is out there. So, and the reason why I say that is because, to your point, Ruck, Milwaukee is a physical team, but by NBA law, the NBA is a entertainment league which popularizes scoring, puts an emphasis on scoring, so that you're not allowed to defend. You're not allowed to hand check and all that stuff, right? That's the complaint that everybody has, right? So if you take 3 all-time great scorers and put them on the floor at one time, why are you against a team like that? Why are the fouls the same at the end of the game?
Very true. Very true. I mean, we saw it the other night too in the Denver game, Denver and Phoenix. Phoenix is now tabbed themselves as a physically aggressive team on defense. Denver only shot 4 free throws?
Exactly. And how is that even? How is that even possible? If you watch the game, Giannis fouls out twice every game. The problem is he only finishes the game with 3 or 4 fouls.
They need the overseas revenue, man. They ain't
right.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying this. I'm not saying this as a Nets fan. I'm saying this as a basketball fan watching what I'm saying.
They are not. Giannis is such a nice guy. Giannis is from overseas. They're not going to. He is, in terms of stars, he is a star in the league. He is one of the most eligible players. And
this is for Chris, right? Chris.
Oh shit, Chris.
Watch out, Chris. Game 3, right? Mm-hmm. They called Giannis for the 10-second at the free throw line, right?
Every game. Come on,
right? Man. Hold tight. Did you hear the reasoning that Steve Javie gave afterwards, saying, "Well, the rule is 10 seconds, but we want to give them 13."
Right. They don't want to call it at like 9 point. He was like 9.5 or 9.6. Right. You want to give him a little leeway.
But did y'all see when they put the clock on him and he routinely went past 13?
They said that's more than 10 seconds.
But wait, did you see that they put Usain Bolt next to him, and Usain Bolt ran a whole 100 meters before he shot a free throw? but here's my point, right? How do you beat a team, Chris, where they manipulate?
They manipulate. The NBA getting on Hambone.
Yep.
The NBA shut my boy down.
They got him.
Hambone. The NBA got him down, man.
They got him.
Damn.
Yo, much.
Hambone. Okay.
Much respect to Adam Silver, man. Thank you for letting us stay up here.
He another screen.
Hold on. Before we continue, I just want to thank everyone that's tuning in from Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook that are tuning into the Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast. Also, I want to say shouts out to my new godfather, Adam Silver. I appreciate you, brother, man.
Hell yeah, man. Shout out to the guy.
NBA. I don't listen.
Yeah, we ain't like this dude. We ain't like this dude over here. We ain't like this dude over here.
Listen,
we respect you.
Hey, Ham, for real?
Listen, Adam. Listen, hold on, wait.
I thought it was the light skin stuff first.
Hold on.
Like, you might be dangerous to us, man.
I tell you.
Hold on. Adam Silver, we love Hambone. Is he a part of the show? Yes, but he a cousin. He come on and he disrespect the couch. Okay? He disrespect the couch.
Your couch.
He family, Adam. Okay? That. And we love what you doing over there for the NBA. The views that are said on this show by Hambone, Antoine Alloquations Hamilton the third are not those of DSTM. Go ahead, Hambone.
Hey, Chris, you know what I was about to do when you called?
What's up, man?
Light the lighter for me.
Listen, but Chris, Chris, answer the question. How do you beat a team where they manipulate the rules so that this team can be successful during the playoffs? Also, if y'all notice too, they don't call offensive 3 seconds or defensive 3 seconds on them as well.
I'll say this. You bring up valid points. With all of that being said, though, in the first 2 games, they was routinely beating them by 20. Mm-hmm. They are far and away more talented than Milwaukee in every sense of the way. So, game 3 and game 4, notwithstanding the Kyrie injury, I'll mainly focus on game 3. That was they should have won that. That should have been a layup for me. For me, that should have been a layup.
Yeah, definitely. No. I thought Milwaukee would win game 3.
I thought they would give their best punch in game 3, but I didn't think they were going to win. And then they won. And then, like we were saying earlier, then off of that win, they gave him hope. And then they start playing game 4 and Kyrie goes down. And now the whole series is different now. Because now we don't know the status of James Harden. We don't know the status of Kyrie. So now everything is on Kevin Durant. And now it brings me back to a point that you made and a point that I was making earlier in the show. This is what Kevin wanted. Kevin wanted out of Oakland because he couldn't be the man there. You are now the man. There ain't no question. You are the man. Harden's down, Kyrie's down. What you got? What you got, KD?
I agree.
Because he always claims, he don't want hair. He don't got interest in this. He don't care about this. He taking porn stars on dates. He don't care. Okay, he's just a hooper. That's his number one line, man. I'm a hooper. All right, man, you better hoop.
I agree. And listen, I'm not giving the Nets a pass on injuries. Like this is not it. I'm not giving us a pass on injuries. Like all of that, like hey, you know what Kyrie, somebody was like, yeah, Kyrie was hurt. And I was like, so what?
But I'm gonna tell you who's here to give KD all it's okay. Aaron Scott. I just did a whole
who?
on you.
Who?
Aaron Scott Fleming.
Never heard of him.
Your god brother.
Listen,
I mean,
never heard of him.
First of all, Handball, I want to tell you this now, and I want to say it quick, okay? If Aaron Scott Fleming is rooting for your Nets, y'all gonna lose. You better find a way to get him in this bad mojo.
First of all, don't even mention his name with any of my teams.
No, he said the Nets will win this series.
No.
It's in stone.
No.
It's over. It's over.
Oh my gosh. Who is
time out. Shout out to Kim Spears in the building. IO all day, every day.
Listen,
he said LMAO.
Listen, I can't understand it. Why is this? We gotta block this guy, Aaron Fleming. We gotta block him. But listen, fella, I'm just saying, with this series, you can't let KD off the hook. And listen, Joe Harris is the best. I'm not gonna say the whole thing.
Let's talk about this. No. Please finish that sentence. Finish that sentence.
He is the best MFing shooter in the league. Flat out.
Now you know you lying to yourself. You know you lying to yourself.
Hold on.
He ain't in my top 5.
Y'all trying to see the problem is y'all trying to put him versus Steph Curry. Like Steph Curry got to do all. Steph Curry is amazing. Joe Harris does one thing. He does catch and shoot.
Yeah, but he don't catch and shoot better than he still don't catch and shoot better than Steph Curry.
And head to head, plus Steph Curry tail. Look it up. But pull up the footage.
Hold on,
let me tell you something.
Let me get the
pull up the footage.
Somebody call an ambulance because he's obviously having a seizure.
He's
obviously having a seizure.
Pull up the footage.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you what Joe Harris. Every time Joe Harris ain't never been better than Steph in shooting. Ain't never been better. Let me tell you something. Never ever been about that. Never ever been about that.
Head to head, he beat him.
Are we talking about the 3-point contest?
Yes, we are.
No. Give me something real. Stop me with the 3-point contest.
No, it counts. That's real.
What year are you talking, Handball?
No, this was like 2 years ago.
2 years ago. Head to head, too. Smoked his boots, too. Like a cheap pack of Cools.
Grammarly.
Hey, I got a question.
Harris,
how many of them 3-point contest championships Joe Harris got?
But one. Joe Harris.
Oh, how many Steph got?
One.
More than Steph got 2.
Steph don't got. He got no. Clay got the second one he was gonna get.
Clay got 1. Steph got 2.
Oh no, I'm thinking Steph only got 1 because
Steph
Joe
got 2.
Because Joe took the next. Look at that boy right there. Look at that. Joe Cool is what we call him. Look, smoked him like a cheap pack of Cools. Look at that.
I gotta keep going back and forth because
let me tell y'all something.
Shut down.
Wait till they put Joe Cool up there. Y'all gonna see. Watch with the release. Joe Cool got the best release out there.
Hold on. Where was his release tonight? And where was his release in game 3?
In 38 minutes, he had 8 points.
Listen,
I'm gonna tell you what. Speaking of release, his ass about to get released if he don't fucking find a way.
Let me tell you something. Y'all know. I don't never duck none of the smoke or none of that stuff. But he left his shot in Brooklyn. He left it at Barclays. He left it at Barclays. Like listen, I'm there are things about like, so look, we understand that the Brooklyn team that we have that everyone claims is so good. We do recognize that these guys are been bench players their whole life, and they're just playing roles. Look at that, whack. Look, did you see him miss? You ain't see him miss. But anyway, so we're like on this team, like Joe Harris is supposed to do that job. But if you look at them, if Joe Harris makes shots, we win, and that is on every team scout. If Joe Harris makes more than two threes in a game,
that's it.
We win 76% of the games.
Now, here's my problem with this Joe Harris take. Joe Harris, even if he is just a catch and shoot shooter, he gets his threes right on the edge of the line. What's the NBA? What's the NBA distance for threes? Right, like 24. He's shooting 24 and a quarter.
So because
he's shooting 24 and a quarter, okay, and he averages he's a 45% 3-point shooter.
He's the number one 3-point shooter percentage wise in the league.
45%. I got my boy. How many he shoot a game? 6.
Number one.
How many he shoot a game? 6.
Number one. Yep.
How many? 6. I got Steph over here shooting from the parking lot.
That's fine.
Routinely as the number one option.
Listen.
Hold on. Let me finish my point. As the number one option, that's number 2.
Yep.
Shooting from the parking lot. That was number 1.
Yep.
Shooting 20 of them a game.
Yep.
Averaging, and he had 43%. Miss me with this.
Steph a better player.
No, he a better 3-point shooter.
Chris.
He a better 3-point shooter.
And you forgot with 8 people in his face, and it can only be 5 people.
Miss me.
Listen, Steph a better player. Steph a better player. Like what you want me to say? That Joe Harris is better than Steph?
No. I ain't going to the better player part. I'm strictly talking about 3-point shooting. Because
he's not a better shooter. You seeing that? He's not a better shooter. You see what happened head to head. He's not a better shooter.
Oh my goodness.
Let me tell you something. I don't care if y'all talking about he hugging the line like it's an auntie. I don't care.
Oh my goodness.
I don't care. Yeah, he hugging it.
If he's such a good 45% 3-point shooter, where he at? Because here's my thing, Larry.
He left the shot in Brooklyn.
Every time I watch him, not just in Brooklyn though. Every time I watch him, when it's a 3 that need to be made, for some reason he missing, and when he wide open, I see him missing. I don't never see him shoot a 3 that matter.
Well, stop watching him on the road then, Chris. If that's the problem, like you want to watch him on the road all the time. So you just
I want to watch him make a 3 that matter.
That's like watching Aaron Rodgers in the NFC Championship game. You know he gonna lose
the shot.
Let me back up on this one. No, I'm just saying. That's like watching Peyton Manning go into Foxborough. You know he's gonna lose it.
Wow.
Yo, you know what?
You just want to watch him on the road because you want to see him fail. You know what I'm saying?
Let me say this right here. Milwaukee is 6. Let's go.
Hey, Chris, you know what? He is absolutely right. Watching that today was like watching Lamar Jackson in the first half of his first 2 playoff games when he cost his team the game.
That's cool though.
There you go.
Because he didn't cost the team the game.
Watching Marquise Brown run up the sideline like this.
He didn't cost him the game. Our coaching staff cost him the game. But listen, y'all.
Aaron in the building. Aaron know what we talking about.
Brooklyn. Listen, I'm gonna win the NBA championship this year, and I'm gonna win the Super Bowl this year, and y'all not gonna be able to tell me nothing. Matter of fact, after I win them both, I'm hosting the show. Put it like that.
Quick, cut this nigga, Michael. Thank you.
Yo,
Thank you.
He on crack. Are you gonna act right now?
Cut this nigga out of here.
We don't promote. We don't promote drugs.
Hey Chris, he don't know what's going on. Loki just came on. He don't know who controls the universe.
He was fucking crack. He said, "Man,
let me tell you something."
He wasn't talking about it in 2K.
Let me tell you something. When it happened, I'm gonna walk in with both my trophies. Y'all gonna respect my gangster when I get these 2 trophies.
Let me tell you what. Let me tell you something. If your Nets and Ravens win the championship, I'll change this show for a whole week to the Hambone Show. I'll let you be the host. I'll put your pitch. I'll change the whole everything just for you. If both
get ready. I'm gonna send you the photos to use too.
Yeah.
Get ready. I'm saying get ready. Get ready because it's happening.
They both gotta win. Not just one. They both gotta win.
Listen. I don't dance unless I hear music, and I don't scratch my head unless it itches. You heard what I said. You heard exactly what I said. We gonna win them both.
Here, boy, yo, listen.
We're gonna win them both. I'm gonna have an NBA championship and a Super Bowl in the same year. I said it.
Now you starting to sound like Aaron. Now you starting to sound like
yes.
Yo, don't disrespect. Don't disrespect my mother like that, yo.
You starting to sound like you was smoking some of that stuff on the wire.
Don't disrespect my mother and say I sound like Aaron. Don't disrespect my mother, yo.
Listen, I love my auntie, but even she watching like, what the hell's wrong with
my mother? Yo, who put that? Yo, you know what? Aaron just put "Go Dallas Cowboys." You sounding like a Cowboy fan right now.
Yep. hold on, wait, fellas, real quick. Hey, auntie, Pooh over here wilding. This nigga tripping.
Oh, you got the nickname out
too. I'm calling by nickname and all that.
Listen, y'all heard what I said, but keep watching us. We're gonna win it in 6. But take a look the way they officiate in Milwaukee. If they ever start officiating, but wait, they don't officiate them like that in Brooklyn though.
Yeah, of course. I'm telling you, all of this, they are going to make up for all this in Brooklyn. Just know the Nets are going to win by 30. If Kyrie come back, they winning by 30.
Yeah.
You ain't going to be able to touch PD.
It gets different. It gets different the way that they officiate in Milwaukee. And I'm not blaming the refs for what's happening because obviously, if Joe Harris makes a shot, if Joe Harris makes 2 shots in Milwaukee in game 3, we win that game. Right, it's not on Bruce Brown. It was on Joe Harris why we lost that game because he missed 2 wide open 15-footers. Right,
I need you to give me some insight here because I've been asking all the Brooklyn Net fans.
Well, there's only like 16 of us out here. There's only 16 of us.
Yo, I work with a Nets fan that's been a Nets fan for a minute. I know a couple Nets fans.
I respect them.
Faithful. They was
okay, good. Well, listen, we're not the smartest fan base though.
I said, this is what I asked him. Sure. I said, yo, Bruce Brown strikes me as the type of player that other teams go, let him get hot because he's going to shoot him out the game. Am I wrong?
No.
Am I wrong?
Tell the truth. And Hambone hear this all the time in the gym. You see Bruce Brown, you like, yo, he with us.
Yeah, listen. So Bruce Brown, right? Bruce Brown, I love Bruce Brown. When Bruce Brown's in the starting lineup, and most of the time we're going to win. The way we use Bruce Brown is different because we play him like a 5-man. He's our pick and roll guy. So Bruce Brown's the reason why you don't see DeAndre Jordan.
Yes.
Okay. Now, all Bruce does is the floater game. But there are times where Bruce gets in between. Should I dunk this? Should I float this? And that's what y'all seen. Now, should he have taken those last 2 shots? Absolutely not. But the reason why he took those shots is because Joe Harris missed a wide open 3 on the left, and then he missed a wide open elbow J on the right. So when that play happened, and you watch Drew Holiday put 2 hands on Kyrie and pushed him out of bounds. So Kyrie had to throw the ball in because they didn't call the foul, they were going to call out of bounds. Bruce panicked, went to the basket. Brook Lopez gets his 6th block of the game. And let me just tell you, Brook Lopez, he was with us for 9 years in Brooklyn.
What to say?
He was with us in Jersey, and then he was with us in Brooklyn. And he ain't never had 6 blocks in a whole goddamn season. I've seen Brook Lopez. I've seen Brook Lopez have more 3-point makes than dunks in an entire season. And now I'm watching, now don't get it twisted. He was an all-star for us, and we love Brook Lopez. Right now, he our leading scorer in franchise history.
It ain't Chris Humphries?
No. Chris Humphries led us in double-doubles. But he had 53 double-doubles in the season. But I'm watching Brook Lopez now, and I'm going, where the hell was all this defensive intensity and defensive savvy and stuff like that where you was wearing black and white and you was letting AD come down there and punch it in your face while you go out there and shoot 10 threes and walk away with 3 rebounds?
Because he couldn't see in that dark-ass arena. Turn them
I know, right? What's up with that?
What the hell's so dark?
Barclays Center always look dark. I mean, it's a nice arena, don't get me wrong, but turn the lights on.
Watch what you say now, because in Brooklyn, it's like a stage out there. You don't go on. Let me tell you something. You don't go into the cabaret and get to see the fans, right? You see the stage. All the lights go to the center stage. That's how it go.
But I want to see
That's
the
how we
players
want it.
too. It's all
Yo, you
dark.
see the players?
It's all
No.
smart.
See, you gotta put your TV on color, then you'll be able to see. Y'all listen, y'all gotta get these new flat screen LED TVs, man. These QEDs or whatever, man.
I need some damn flashlights up in that
Nah, you don't need no flashlight. What we want in there, we don't want nobody looking into the stands. We want you looking at the game. Listen,
it's dark.
It's a party in the Barclays. There's a party in there.
Don't even get me started on the parking. Oh Lord Jesus, Don't get me started on the parking.
Listen, if you ain't getting that garage that's right over there by that Burlington, better cut it.
You got to park at Madison Square Garden just to get into damn Barclays.
Atlantic Ave traffic is the worst.
It's crucial.
Last week when I went to game 1, I parked a mile away.
Handbone.
Yes, sir.
Rock wanted to know about your PP loan that you got to get to all these games. I'm just trying to figure out. Because
we did talk about that.
Because you and JD security guard was the only two on the floor. Let me tell you something,
Handbone, I was on you too. So I was like, hold on. I said, Handbone got 8 posts this week at 3 different venues. I said, let me call the town of Stratford.
Four venues.
And then hold on, wait.
And he ain't like me.
Hold on. Not to mention that Handbone thought he was slick because I saw when you tapped KD security guard like, yo, you gonna let that fly like that? I saw your ass next to him. I saw you. He said, yo, you gonna let that happen? And now you can go to all the games, but he can't. Come on, man.
I'm a firm believer. If you are a fan, you need to go see your team play as much as you can. And I like being I'd rather be at the game than watching it on TV.
True.
Now, what y'all don't know is when I going to the Ravens games, I was too afraid to go to games. Like I didn't know how to do it. I thought you had to do some special stuff for tickets. Well, when I stumbled upon Ticketmaster and I found out I could buy my own tickets and nobody had to give it to me, floodgates was open. And my first 7 games with the Ravens, I was 0-7.
Oh.
And I said, yo, I can't stop going because then people gonna really think it's me. so Lamar Jackson's first playoff game, I didn't go because I thought it was me.
Yo, I was like,
I said, yo, I'm not going. I said, but if we beat the Chargers, I'ma go. So when we lost to the Chargers, I said, it ain't me. I'm not the reason why we lose it. I'm going to everything. And
let me just say
I'm undefeated in the last 9 games that I've been to.
Let me just say this, Handbone. So anytime I go to a Niners game, we go to the Super Bowl, but we lose. Okay. So,
well, you know what? I just want to say thank you for going to the game in 2012.
So now I gotta go to 2 games now instead of 1.
Listen,
I gotta go to 2 games instead of 1 now.
You should. I talk to people and they go, "Oh, that's my team." Yo, you ever been to see your team play? No. Why?
Yeah.
Go see your team. Like, go root. When I took my brother to that game versus Tom Brady at M&T Sunday night. He got to see Baltimore like at night. He got to see all the stuff we do. This fool gonna act like he about to become a Ravens fan. I said, bro.
You gotta go to
Fox. I'll beat your ass in here if you try to become a Ravens fan right now. I had to look at my brother like, oh, you will not. You will be a Patriots fan forever. You ain't gonna come here because we flicking lights on and off, raising our light bill in here, celebrating, kicking your tail. You gonna be I took him with me to see D Wade's last game. He looking like he want to be a Brooklyn Nets fan. You will not.
Listen,
you will not.
He just want to do what his brother doing. That's it.
Nah, If you're not with us when we was bad, we only won 17 games. If you wasn't with us, because I was talking cash junk when we won them 17 games, because 4 of them games was against the Knicks. Shout out Maurice Arthur. Listen here.
Ain't he the Bridgeport Aaron? Because I mean, every time.
Let me tell you, this dude, he's texting me now about Giannis. Why are you texting me about Giannis when Trae Young sent you home already? Like, what we doing? What we doing? Like, you know what I'm saying? Listen, I hope y'all keeping a good eye on what this media is doing right now with the roller coaster, on how like they are. A guy has a good night, and they throw him up there in the air like as if he's something amazing.
Mhm.
And then the very next night, that guy comes crashing down, and then it's, oh, he was this, he was that, because these dudes is hearing that.
Yes, they
And
are.
look how they did Luka in the first round.
Yeah.
Luka, oh, it's over. Get the Clippers out of here. Excuse me, but did the Clippers not win the series?
Hey,
Like,
wait, just to Hambone's point, tell me y'all seen Steven Jackson post playoff P. I said, Jack.
Did he now?
Yes,
I
he
said,
did.
Jack, did you just shame a lie in that post? Did you go back to Christianity? Like,
Yep.
what
No.
playoff P?
No.
Yep.
Did you see what
That's pandemic P.
but did you see what Big Baby said? He said that's the same ankle that Kyrie stepped on the Celtics. What's the Celtics thing name?
Oh, Lucky.
He said that's the same ankle that Kyrie stepped on Lucky with. I'm like, come
Oh
on.
my God! If they don't
Hold
get
up.
out of here with that, go ahead.
Who I think though is ducking the most blame is Kawhi Leonard, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay. I'm glad I tuned in for this one.
Let me tell you why. Because I'm watching them go at Paul George rightfully so.
Yep, of course.
Rightfully so. I don't got no qualms with them going after Paul George. But I'm looking at the game in the box score and I'm going, but what Kawhi do? Nothing. But for some reason, he escapes all of the blame and they putting it, hey, yo, Paul George is not winning. But it was like, yeah, Kawhi only dropped 20. Paul George dropped 24. That's supposed to, Kawhi is supposed to be arguably one of the best players in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Why is he in two separate series not even the third best player on the court?
Yep. He ain't lying.
They wouldn't let that fly with LeBron. They wouldn't let it fly with LeBron. They wouldn't let it fly with Steph. They wouldn't let it fly with KD. But for some reason, Kawhi Leonard gets a pass.
But isn't he averaging 30 in his series? Kawhi's averaging 30.
I don't think he's averaging 30 in this series.
Against
Utah,
against the Mavs. Against the
Mavs, but that came later. That came
no. That came from game 3 on.
Right. It came from game 3 on. If you add game 1 and 2.
Ham.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. You said this early. 30. Now you know there are two different ways to get 30.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
I think with him and Paul, the numbers are inflated. Like they was talking about how Paul had 20 in the first half the other day.
Paul, oh my God.
Okay. Listen, KD has 16 in a quarter. So how can you be cooking 20 and a half? You know what I'm saying? But
no, I get you.
Playoff P.
Yeah, I just need more blame. And I got a funny feeling that if the Jazz bounce the Clippers, they're not gonna blame it on Kawhi. They're gonna blame it on Paul George.
As they should.
And he's gonna be the first one to go.
But no, I got a problem with that because they won't do it with no other superstar. And I use that word lightly. They won't do it with nobody else. They're not going to give. They're not blaming AD for the Lakers' loss. I mean, LeBron, you were still there. You're LeBron. They're not blaming Draymond for whatever that was in overtime with the Memphis Grizzlies. I hear Max Kellerman talking about Steph, what he didn't do in the last 2 minutes of overtime.
Mm-hmm. Listen, you've never seen Aaron Fleming and Max Kellerman in the same room. Just putting that out there. I just want y'all to recognize that. But Chris, I want to give you your flowers for calling out Kawhi Leonard because it doesn't happen often. People calling out Kawhi Leonard. But the only thing I would challenge you on is this: Kawhi has only done one thing in his entire career that has drawn attention to being a superstar.
Low man.
That was doing that commercial when he had the crown in the car. He has never once, you've never heard him say anything about him being one of the best players in the league, or anything like that. We can't say the same about Paul George. Paul George is constantly trying to tell everybody how good he is or where he's supposed to be, how he should be on this type of level and be mentioned with the names of LeBron, KD, and Steph.
True.
Where? Paul George, you are 6'8", super athletic, got a handle and can shoot it. But my guy, you do not show up often. You show up when it don't matter. I don't need to see you getting 36 against Indiana. I need to see you get 26 against Utah. And I need to see you get it in a 2-point ball game. That's what I want to see. I don't need to see, like, who cares that you ended up, I had 28 against the Hawks. So the Hawks don't play defense. They scored 146 points in that game.
Right.
But what about when you played the Suns? The score was 96-94. Where was you? You hit the side of the backboard. Like I'm just saying, those are things that match her. And the reason why I don't look at Kawhi that way is because by the end of the night, Kawhi shows up. There's a steal that Kawhi is gonna get. There's a dunk that Kawhi is gonna get. Kawhi, you don't see. Listen, you really don't see Kawhi Leonard miss a shot. When they need a three, he's shooting threes and he's making them at a high clip.
Right.
I mean, like, you don't see him miss often.
You know what? You bring up a great point here, Boom, because I think that, and now that I'm looking at it, but I'm gonna let Chris get his point on. I know that he's in daddy mode right now because it's about time for the twins to go to bed. But if Kawhi has a quote unquote bad game, let's say he has 26, the next game that he comes out in that series, he's going to try to really go for 30 or 40.
Yes.
And if he's not going for 30 or 40, he's on a rebound inside. He's getting assists. He's doing what needs to be done to put his team in a position to win. But I still do think that if LeBron, KD, or others were to do these same things, they still will be, he played great, but what about, I think that they rehash the past games for these guys versus Kawhi. But I definitely see what you are saying. Now, Chris, did you want to chime in on what Hambone was saying about Kawhi?
Say that one more. Can you say it one more time?
Oh, no, he was just basically saying that. Go ahead, Hambone.
No, go ahead. You got it.
He was basically saying that when Kawhi, if he's not, having like such a great game, he's doing something on the other end. He doesn't take bad shots. He doesn't miss a lot. He's doing what he needs to do to put himself to win. And also, before you left, he said he didn't crown himself like, I'm this best player. I'm this, I'm that. Like, he just plays ball.
Whoa. He was in the commercials that did, though.
But that's the only thing he did. That's the only thing. That's the only thing he's ever done in his career. Which I named. That was the only thing he ever did.
Right.
But
he did say
that. His co-star Paul George
ball game
is he is constantly doing things to put himself. Y'all don't even know this. Well, you might know this. Paul George got a documentary out about himself.
Don didn't know that.
Look, I stumbled upon it in the trash and YouTube.
I did not know that. Is it about his rehab coming back from the broken leg?
No, it's about him.
I don't want to know.
It's about him in the offseason, and he's talking about how much better he's gonna be. Did you guys see him on All the Smoke?
No, I didn't.
You guys watch? Yeah. Let me tell you something. Don't watch it.
No,
because if you watch it, you're gonna lose more respect from him than you got right now.
It was good in the sense that it proved what everybody thinks about him.
Right.
Yes.
He said
he's a sucker.
He straight confirmed everything himself from where
he's a sucker
as a player, how he responds to coaching, everything. So that was a good one. I was just like, I know Doc was looking at that joint like,
yep.
So what was he saying? Like in like so many words, what was he saying?
He basically said that he's the man, that he needs to be recognized for his talents on that level with everybody else. And he feels that
on what level? Level of what everybody else?
He feels in that interview that he's on that elite level, that he's done enough in his career to date that he should be on that level where everybody else is.
Elite level?
Yeah.
Are there multiple elite levels that I don't know about?
Right.
Is there like elite and then like elite plus?
Yeah,
So,
Chris,
Chris,
what he's saying is that he needs to be a superstar over AI. That's what he's saying.
Oh,
no, he's saying he need to be mentioned with Steph.
Yeah,
that's just not true. It's just not true.
Exactly. Thank you.
It's just not true.
He went on that interview, and when they asked him about what happened with the Clippers, he basically put it, you know the type of player I am. You can't have me in pin downs all game.
Oh, wow.
You put me in certain situations where I handle the ball and I create. So he was pointing the finger at Doc saying, I'm that type of guy that I don't run your offense. You create the offense around me.
Who the fuck?
Yes. It was more his exactly.
When was he ever that guy?
Exactly. You know what? He was that guy in Indiana for one season.
No, he was not. No, he was not.
I disagree.
That
for
offense,
one season.
That offense was not predicated around him doing anything. The only thing that they did in their sets in Indiana was that 3-5 pick and roll with him and Roy. They did not run the offense that was on him.
Wait. So remember when they had that surprise series versus the Heat?
Yep.
Yeah.
And the Heat beat them.
Yeah, they went 7.
He dunked on Chris.
Right.
Yeah.
The talk was that it was a rivalry between the Heat and the Pacers.
Yep.
Right. And remember the next season, the Pacers were talking about, we got to be the 1 seed. We just need home court advantage and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to say did the Heat get them out in 5 or 6? And it wasn't even close.
Yep.
And I said it then. I said, what they just did was they just made this dude Paul George think that he was something.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
And he's not. And he confirmed it in that interview because he made it out to be that every time he loses, it's not his fault.
What about those times when he was in Indiana where Roy and all of those guys were going and they were getting bounced in the first round?
It wasn't his fault. It wasn't his fault. He said it was because he was going to the events. He was telling them, yo, I'm calling people to come play with us. You got to get these people. You got to get these people.
And
he was like,
no.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. Something about the East. If you can't get out the first round in the East, it's Corey Holcomb. He was like talking about women. He was like, yo, if every guy you date is a bad guy, it's you, baby.
It's you.
And I'm looking at Paul George. It's you, baby. But listen, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. You go ahead because you about to go right into my point. Go ahead.
Paul, I've always said this, and I've said this on this show numerous times. I think Paul gets a bad rap because Paul gets looked at as a number 1 when he's really a number 2. But if he thinks that he's the number 1, then he's in the light that he needs to be in, and he needs to be criticized until he's shamed down to being a number 2, because that's what he really is.
Yep. Cash App Chris a drink right now because Chris just hit the nail on the head.
Because that's what he really is.
Cash App that man a drink right now.
Ben said it. He's always been a number 2 because even in Indiana, the year that they went 7 with the Heat, nobody thought that from Paul George. That was Danny Granger's team. Danny got hurt.
And that was a surprise thing.
And that was a surprise that came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Ever since that moment, it's up and down. Playoff P and him and OKC and all that shit. He's just never been that guy. He's a very, very good player.
Right.
He's an all-star. But that's it.
Barely.
That's it. Like, listen, he's not even. I'm trying to think of like another all-star that was like really good, but was a number 2. He's a little better. He's a little better than Steve Smith. He's a little better than Steve Smith.
You know what? That's a decent comparison. That's a decent comparison. But it's like, you know what? Here's the thing that makes me upset is we big up Paul George, but they want to tear down Ben Simmons.
It's a good point. It's a real good point.
Why I'm tearing down Ben Simmons? Oh, Ben Simmons can't shoot, but Ben Simmons give me 25 easy.
And you know what? If he can't shoot the 3, guess where he's going? He's driving. And you know that he's going to drive. You know
why I need him? Why I need him to shoot the three when he getting me 25?
Exactly.
Like, I mean, I'm just saying, and to my point about the wave is that when the Sixers lost that first game, it was Atlanta gonna run away with this series. Atlanta gonna do this. Y'all, Ben Simmons. And Doc Rivers made a great point. He said, "Yo, if you expect me to bench Ben Simmons, you don't know basketball, and don't ask me any question." And you seen what Ben Simmons did in game 2? Excuse me, y'all. Like, excuse me. And then he dominated game 3.
And you know what? I would like to because I was always talking shit about Ben Simmons if you watch the show. Always. You know what I mean? But I would say after this year, Ben Simmons has proved me wrong. And he's light skinned. You know, I can't have too. He's not my favorite. It's Hambone is you. John Legend. Okay.
I appreciate that.
And who else? There's one more. I only give I only give light skinned people, 3 at a time. Y'all niggas can't have too much.
Oh no, you
time.
got to give it to Rock brother, DJ Envy.
Nah, hell no. Come on, stop playing. Nah, I got Hambone, John Legend, and Ludacris. That's it.
Okay, fair enough.
Everybody else got to fight it out.
Fast 9 coming up there soon.
And look how they do Chris Middleton now. The first 2 games against Brooklyn, they killed Chris Middleton. Now all of a sudden, you see Chris Middleton, all-star. Yeah, like listen, we gotta understand.
Middleton is an all-star.
Exactly.
But he's a number 2.
Exactly.
Be clear. He's a number 2.
But he was getting murdered after the first 2 games in Brooklyn. And it's like, we look at these guys, and these guys are we praise them when they do great, and then they get slammed. And I one of the things I don't like about Stephen A. Smith is that he's one of those that he does that.
Oh, hell
Guy has a bad game, you slam him. Why are we slamming him? He just had a bad game.
You know what it is? And again, because we're a little older, we didn't have all these shows that let people have too much opinion, right? Yeah. When you wrote an article, that article took 3 days to a week. So by the time it got to us, it better have some validity that when you read it, you're like, okay, I might not agree with you wholeheartedly, but I see where you're going. Now they're giving people, all of these journalists, they're giving them everyday shine. So guess what? They saying every day what they really wanted to say in the paper, but that they would have had to wait a week to say to get the validity. Now they can say it. Now they can retract. And we talk about this all the time on the show. And shouts out to you, Hambone, for always listening. That's the problem. You know what I mean? Like, and then, with the whole Kwame Brown thing, right? He said, not only, he said, because you got to understand, when you say that this guy ain't not worth a can of beans, he said, these advertisement people listen to that, So instead of them picking these people up, they're like, yeah, well, I don't know. Stephen A. did say, and it looks bad on him. It's not like before where you used to talk about it like, oh man, this guy stink because I'm a Knicks fan. But now you're tearing down their character, essentially messing up their money.
Yep. And I'm a Kwame Brown fan. Just to put that out there. I'm a fan of everything he said.
But I got a question for Stephen A. He ain't gonna answer it. But I do got a question for him. He said, yo, I wouldn't trade Andrew Wiggins for a bag of chips, right? Andrew Wiggins, who's had his best shooting season actually ever, and his best defensive season ever as well. But he goes, well, I'm not talking about him as a talent. And then I'm like, well, then what are you talking about him as?
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't make sense. So you would. He goes, it's just because he got drafted number 1. I'm like, well, but that still doesn't make any sense. If you're not talking about his talent and he's talented, but you're just talking about the fact that he got drafted at number 1 overall, that you wouldn't trade him for a bag of chips makes no sense to me. Right. But Stephen A. gets to get away with that. He's the big man on campus. So, that would be my question to him.
We have to normalize understanding that these execs and NBA people are human. So when we sit, when people do their shows and you sit back and you say, oh, this kid, he's amazing. He's the next coming. Because the reason why Andrew Wiggins got selected above Jabari Parker was considered a finished product. He was going to be a 3/4 that could give you a little handle, mid-range JU. And they was like, well, you don't know what Andrew Wiggins is going to be because he can be a 2-3 stretch 4 if you want it.
What was that term they used for him, Chris? Upside.
High upside. And Andrew Wiggins, Andrew Wiggins does have upside. Andrew Wiggins is still young. People think he's like 26.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. And he's a career 20-point scorer. Now, we understand that 20 points in the league now is like averaging 13 in the league back then. We get that.
True.
Because let's be clear. We just said that if Kawhi Leonard has 26, it's a bad game.
And hold on, wait, Handbone. We got my man Obi Bird in the house, man. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Bird, that's him. And I just want to let
Bird?
you know he got that name Handbone because of Bird. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, fact, sure did. Bird letting them know, like, yo, Independence Day, don't let me take your independence.
Don't lie, Chris. Funny story, right? So we worked at the detention, right? It was Independence Day. My man Bird had the best saying. He said, "Hey, yo, gentlemen, all right, listen, check this, right? You want to have a good day? It's Independence Day, and don't get your independence taken away. All right, fellas." Yo, fam.
That was it.
Even the juveniles cracked it. Yo, I couldn't hold it, yo.
That was it. That was it.
That's how Obi Bird, man. I'm sorry.
Obi, he a good dude. But
Good dude,
we gotta change the way we look at this stuff, man. Like, we can't keep this meteoric rise of people, and then like we just making them fall like a comet. Like, God, like these dudes are huge too. Because think about it like this: look at how they're gonna do Devin Booker right now.
Oh
yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Like, so think about this, right? So now you got people saying Devin Booker is probably the best 2-guard in the league. Right?
No, but okay.
Yeah. You got media people saying how Devin Booker is the next coming of Kobe right now. Like, he's playing well. He's doing what he's supposed to do.
He's playing well.
Now it's he's probably the best 2-guard in the league. Like, look at what he's doing. He's elevating. In the next round, if he doesn't win, what are we gonna say then? Oh, he's got to get better. He's got to do this. He's got to do that. And that's not fair to Devin Booker.
But it's all like y'all pointed out. It's always favorites though. Like, it's the same thing. You know what we will not hear when Denver loses this game? We're not gonna hear any Jokic slander.
Oh no, we won't.
We're gonna hear
that he was shorthanded, that he wasn't that he was without his full team. He was without his running mate. It's the same thing in the Atlanta series. Think about this. We haven't heard any Trae Young slander since the Knicks series. And for Trae Young standards, he hasn't played well in the last 2 games against Philly.
Nope.
Right?
He has not played well. Nope.
Now it went from in game 1, he's seen every defense that you could throw at him. So he's still going to be special, to now the size may be a problem, but that's it. Now the 30-foot-3 ain't a bad shot no more. You know what I'm saying? So it's different.
Much. He's seen every defense that could be thrown at him. He's been in the league 3 years.
You know what else though? And real quick, because we always talk about players that don't get slack, but how about the player that don't get enough credit? Like, what you won't hear is what Chris Paul is doing for the Suns.
No, that's all you're hearing right now is what Chris Paul is doing for the Suns.
Well, now, but again,
no. I gotta start. Nick Wright been capping for Chris Paul to win the MVP for like the last.
He's been getting it.
I gotta agree with Hambone on that.
I'm gonna put it. Go ahead. Finish your thought.
I'm talking about what Chris Paul adds to a team, like his value for the team that he's played on. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like those. That's what you won't hear. You know, but you will hear that from a lot of other players, or you'll hear them tearing down players. But what Chris Paul adds to every team that he's been in needs to really be looked at. Because I know we always talk about Melo. Yo, is Melo MVP or is Melo Hall of Fame? That's cool. But we also need to understand what Chris Paul is doing. Like, he's that old school point guard. You know what I mean? When people talk about the old school days, people need to say, yo, Chris Paul is the old school point guard. He facilitates the score he needs to, and he makes his team better. Those are the things that you won't talk about now, you know, but we want to talk about other stuff. So I was just saying, to your point, because we mentioned it, you know, Chris Paul and what he's been doing. Now, I know Nick Wright is going to, you know, be Nick Wright, you know, shouts out to the guy. But what I'm saying is, you know, just you won't hear that I haven't heard Stephen A. really get on that for a while.
You ain't gonna hear that from Stephen A. Stephen A. got his favorite
because or Skip Bayless. They always talk about old school ball.
Skip Bayless got his favorite.
Right, exactly.
Let me tell you something.
Jeffrey Jordan.
I think what Skip Bayless is doing right now is complete and utterly disrespectful to the career of LeBron James.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I think he is Jason Whitlocking LeBron James for what Jason Whitlock did towards Allen Iverson.
No, for what he did for every black athlete. But go ahead.
And, you know what? That applies as well.
And I had to stop. There's been a couple of writers and people like that who I had to put in boxes where, you know what? When they talk, don't listen.
Mm-hmm.
I put Max Kellerman in that boat.
What?
Yeah. When Max Kellerman talks, I don't listen.
All right, so you wildin'. He got some stuff he don't need to talk about, maybe basketball, but thank you.
Here's my issue. Here's my issue with Max Kellerman. Here's my issue with Max Kellerman. I want to hear Max Kellerman when he talks boxing. I want to hear Max Kellerman when he talks baseball. But I do not want to hear Max Kellerman when it comes down to day-to-day actions in sports that are outside of baseball and boxing.
You can't even get people's name right sometimes.
Because he cannot decipher between someone having an off night and their career. He gets caught up in his words all the time, and they replay the tape. He goes, "That's not what I said." Well, you just said it. Because his take on James Harden.
I remember his take on James Harden, and now James Harden is like he'll take him as a point guard over Steph Curry now.
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying. Like, wait, hold on, Max. Mm-hmm. Well, he said, "I'm not talking about the playoffs. Outside the playoffs, that's who I want." Then he says Steph Curry doesn't play well in the playoffs. Excuse me, sir, but Steph Curry averaged 26 a game in his career in the finals.
Yeah, no, I see with basketball, I get you, because on basketball, he'll get caught up in one or two moments, and that defines what that person does. So for him, Steph Curry is a choker because in the when they went against LeBron and Kyrie and they lost that 3-1 game, he didn't propel them to win. So he's a choker. So that he said that right there proved that he's not on LeBron level. When it was more factors in that game. First of all, Steph is not on LeBron's level, but there was more factors in that game than just that particular thing. So I do agree with you. I agree with you on that point.
And the factors in that game had nothing to do with Steph.
No. Like first, and you got to also add that Steph is a little guy, so little guys are easier to defend than a bigger guy.
Say beat up.
I mean, listen, I didn't want to say it because Quet right there, but they literally fouled it. They literally fouled and held him every single time, and the refs were iffy. The refs were iffy if they were going to call it or not. Quet, I'm sorry, Quet. Literally off a screen, and it still happens to this day with Steph Curry. Off of every screen, they are literally tugging him, and all of the refs it's a 50-50 if they want to call it or not. And it's a foul.
Quet, review the tape right before he threw the mouthpiece at the ref.
I remember that one. Mm-hmm.
LeBron James literally picked him up and threw him to the scorer's table. and it's not an exaggeration.
Listen.
People was like,
now that the championship was won, I have to agree with you on that one. I was like,
right.
That's horrible.
So I'm just saying, like, what we're gonna say that Steph Curry is not a primetime performer when there's things outside of his control controlling what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I just couldn't. I said it that day. I said, why are they allowing them
to say that? I don't understand. Well, listen,
why are they allowing them to beat up Steph Curry on national TV in front of all these people with no whistles?
Yo, I want you to even take, and I'm a Portland fan. Take Max Kellerman's take on Dame versus Steph. He thinks Dame is the better player, and I'm going, wait a minute. This is without Kevin Durant. Steph is 10-0 against Dame in the playoffs. Swept them.
Yes.
Twice.
Yes.
Twice.
And listen. I'm a Dame Lillard fan. But at what point do you put Dame Lillard in the same boat as Russell Westbrook? Now, I understand when people say, hey, Russell Westbrook has played with every single superstar that he has wanted to. I get that. But Dame has something that Westbrook doesn't have, and that is called consistency and continuity. He's been with that roster. Now, I'm a Dame Lillard fan. I love everything that Dame Lillard does.
That's my guy.
But but let's understand something here. Dame Lillard, Rookie of the Year, in what sense? He's got one All-NBA, maybe two.
I think he got one.
Right?
I think he got one All-NBA.
He may got one All-NBA, and it's not to take anything away from him, but at some point, we got to look at Dame Lillard. We got to say, okay, now, either your career is going to be all numbers, and we're just going to fall in love with just your attitude and your bravado, or you got to come out here and do something. Because I'm going to tell you right now, he's looking around now, and we're gonna start questioning him the same way we questioned KD after all them little tweets that KD put out. Y'all remember right before he went to Golden State? Well, don't forget, Dame put out some of the same type of tweets.
Oh yes, he does. Oh yeah. Oh, you know what? He got him in rap songs too. He got him in rap songs too.
Yes, and some of those diss tracks. Yeah. So what? So do we feel the same way about Dame if he puts on a Laker jersey?
I think people feel sympathetic towards Dame more than they do Kevin Durant at that point. So I think if he did leave, first of all, he would have to be traded because he's in the contract. But if he did leave, I think people would be more sympathetic. Like, yo, finally Dame gets to win. Unlike Kevin, who I think the thing with Kevin was that he left a team that was up on a team that was 3-1 to go to a 73-9 team. Listen, I don't got no problem with it, but people got a problem with it. So they felt like.
So here's the difference between Dame and KD, right?
And Kevin not personable either.
I was more talking about Dame and Russ, but I know where you're going with KD.
We could even say Dame too, right? Dame has been in his situation just like Russ was in OKC, and they never clamored about losing or things like that, right? Dame is also more personable than Russ and KD when he talks, and when he talks, he takes the onus on him. He never points the finger at nobody else. He always says, I got to do better. I'm the leader, this and that. He will get a pass because, one, like you pointed to, Hambone, he hasn't played with all of the superstars that you could possibly pair him with. He's only had LaMarcus and CJ, right? And people want to see Dame have some type of ascent because he's the guy that won the Rookie of the Year, that's been the All-Star, that has all these clutch moments in playoffs, but hasn't had any help and hasn't complained about it.
He's only been out of the first round twice.
Exactly. But
to be fair, has been to a Western Conference championship. Got swept, but been to a Western Conference championship.
He has been. But then all the other guys, that I think that's the problem that people have with somebody like KD is because he did all he did in OKC, left. People had a problem with that. I did too, but like I said, I'm over it. But then since that moment, he's been nothing but this. Since that moment. And it's been bad soundbite after bad soundbite after horrible interview after talking about himself in third person. And that's the type of pressure now that, like we said earlier in the show, now the pundits are going to start to talk tomorrow. Okay, bro, you wanted it. Here it is.
Very true.
Now,
very true.
If he don't deliver, the question is going to be, what you going to do now? You going to run again? Or you going to start picking on the people that you asked to come play with you?
So I mean, you got the hat on. There's grumblings that he's gonna end his career in Washington because he's from there.
He wants
and
it.
And then here's something too. Bradley Beal is about to be a name that is supposed to move. So how do we feel about Bradley Beal? Do we feel like, because what we're seeing right now is we're seeing guys say to themselves like, because the way the media puts you up when you up, slams you down when you're down, your career is only defined by championships now.
Yep. Let's not forget the fans did that. A lot of the fans did that too. You know what I mean?
But the fans are steered by what they hear.
That's true. That's true.
Like, listen, fans don't have a mind of their own. A single fan has a mind of their own.
Right, true.
A group of fans do not have a mind of their own. They follow what they're told.
So Ham, the crazy thing about this, and we were talking about this with like free agents coming up this summer. I think there's two people that are definitely going to be impact players that are going to move the needle. Bradley Beal is one of them, and I think it's another person that nobody has even started to talk about.
John Wall?
No, not even John Wall. A bigger name for me, Jason Tatum. He's still under that rookie deal, but you don't think that he might not be too happy in Boston?
I think he's going to stay. He's going to take that. He's going to take that second deal from Boston to get the money and then leave. He's going to get that money.
Now,
listen, they gotta watch how some of these contracts are being fashioned, because one of the things that has now happened in the NFL, you can thank the NFL for this, because this will come into the NBA. Where now the NFL this year had void years in their contracts. Players now, so more so, it's a little bit better than the opt out. So it's more so like they're going to be moving back to, a lot of people didn't remember this. Chris Webber is probably the only player in the NBA to ever sign a 1-year deal as a rookie.
Yep, and Shaq signed a 3-year.
Yep. So there are going to be some different things, man. But I think there are a lot of players that haven't made the noise in terms of chirping, but have definitely made their way in terms of numbers and putting it up, because Tatum has done that. Jaylen Brown has done that. In some situations, I think they will start to look at themselves, because now we are fully going to be enmeshed in the big 3 era. We tried the big 2 era over the summer, and that didn't work, right? So now
you got that right too.
Big 3. So now
got that right too. Yep.
This is gonna happen.
Now, I do have to go in a bit, fellas. But before we go, and Hambone, this is going to hurt your stomach, or maybe it's not. What do the Knicks need to be contenders?
Get me off.
Hambone. Right, this is the messenger, man. I'm just saying.
All right, let me go first.
Their crazy fan base.
All right, let me go first. What the Knicks need to be a contender?
Hey, Phil watching too, Hambone.
Is he?
Yeah. So be nice.
All right. They need to abolish the whole organization first. Like, they just need to listen. They just need to knock it all down. Change the name. Get out of New York because it's over. Just get out of New York because it's over. Like, because listen. And this is the honest to God truth. The Knick fan is about to be extinct. It's about to be extinct. There's no Knick fan under 36. They don't exist. So all of those people who remember Anthony Mason and Oakley in the 90s,
Anthony Mason.
They old enough to buy tickets now, right? And I said when they was we sold out tickets in 20 minutes. You did, because all those people are old enough to buy tickets now. They got good jobs. You don't know there's only one Brooklyn Net fan over the age of 50. That's Mr. Whammy. That's it. The rest of us is young. We just getting jobs to buy tickets. But put it like this: we knew where we was gonna be, because we didn't have no problem selling tickets for this series, did we? We had a round of those tickets for that. You know what I'm saying?
No,
That's all I'm
no.
saying. But on a serious note, for the Knicks, they have to get them a coach that is not going to wear them out. Like
That's
Tom
what Tibbs
Thibodeau
does.
did.
That's what he
He
does.
wore them out. And they have to say, all right now, we have to find the right veterans with this youth. Derrick Rose was a nice piece and he was a nice shot in the arm. But he is a shell of himself. He is a good guy off the bench. But they don't have a guy like a Chris Paul, even like a Lou Williams or a Dennis Schroeder, like a guy who's young enough but also old enough to understand like what needs to be done in certain situations.
How about John Wall?
So John Wall going to the Knicks would be nice for fans to see, but that's not going to help them win. First of all, John Wall's not a winner.
Nope.
John Wall's not a winner.
Let's put it to bed right now. If the Knicks can't get their pie in the sky point guard, where it's either Dame or Russ or somebody like that, they're going to settle, and it's a good settle for Kemba.
But that doesn't change for them. Even if they get those type of guards, even if they get Russ, Dame, or Kemba, it doesn't change for them because those guys, right? So Dame is going to come in and do what? Dame's going to come in and average 25, right? His 25 is going to take away from Julius Randle. Like as much as I hate the Knicks,
that's why I think Kemba is a better fit though, Hambone, because he's not going to look for 25.
Yes, he is, because look what happened to him in Boston.
Possibly.
Like, right? Because you know he's going to come to New York and be like, yo, now I'm the guy. And Julius Randle earned the right to be the guy in New York. He earned the right to be the guy. And if they are not going to solidify and get themselves a veteran point guard, like you know who would be a good point guard for the Knicks right now if he was still playing and stuff like that? Andre Miller.
Yeah, somebody that's going to get everybody involved.
Yes, he would be able to say, you know what, Julius? Nope, not right now. Time to get RJ rolling. Second, they have to stop drafting guys in the same position because RJ, Kevin Knox, Obi Toppin, Reggie Bullock, the kid Burke, those 5 guys play the same spots.
Yeah.
So why are you drafting these guys?
Remember when Philly did it like 3 years in a row? Like, yo, this can't be serious. Like Philly, yo, stop getting the center.
Yeah.
Stop.
I mean, the Knicks have always done that, but I think to Hambone's point, it always hurts production and development in those guys. Like, if you were going to go with Kevin Knox, it was no reason to draft another 3 that same size in his position. It was if you were going to ride RJ the way, or you predicted him to be what he was, you don't go out and sign Reggie Bullock. You let RJ play that out. So the Knicks, they still got some things to do. I think it's more hopeful than anything. I think is as glad as I was that the Knicks were in the playoffs, and I think Tibbs did a great job. I think they stole the Coach of the Year trophy because that clearly needs to go to Monty Williams.
Yep.
Like, just without, I mean, he could have got it off of what he did with Phoenix last year.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
you know how it is.
And here it is. I'm gonna throw in my
it's always white. I mean, right? I mean, yeah.
Come on.
So I'm gonna throw in my old shameless plug again. The Knicks head coach needs to be even at, and listen, this will not be a farce because we've seen somebody win Coach of the Year and get fired, Dwayne Casey. But Mark Jackson.
No, don't say Mark. Okay, go ahead.
Like,
go ahead.
Come on.
Why we keep saying Mark?
Exactly. You know he's blackballed.
Yeah.
Like,
I know. I just had to do it though.
You know what?
Hold
on. You know where else Mark Jackson should go? Portland. Guess where he not going? Portland. Like, come on.
But listen, every job that opens up is always get Mark Jackson, get Mark Jackson. Let me just say this to you right now. We have to stop wanting black coaches to go to hopeful situations
in the wrong places.
And we need to start pushing for these black coaches to go to solidified situations.
Kind of like Brooklyn, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, I knew he was going with it.
Yes.
Mark Jackson of Miami.
Like yes.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like these coaches. Yes. Jason Kidd should have taken a job in Portland. He should have taken that job.
Should he take the job in Boston?
J Kidd?
Mm-hmm.
No. And I'm gonna tell you like this. Sam Cassell, Mark Jackson, Darvin Ham, one of those three should get the job in Milwaukee next season.
Chauncey Billups is up for a job too.
First of all, I'm gonna ask you how.
I think Chauncey is gonna be in Portland.
Chauncey's probably gonna end up in Detroit.
Portland also wants to interview Becky Hammond.
Wait, so here's a question though. Who's going to San Antonio?
Listen, if
I don't know,
if
Becky.
So here's the thing. I
Becky, Chris.
I thought that was.
I don't know.
I thought that was almost a given until I started to see her name in other videos.
Yeah, her name is in the Boston and Portland mix.
Right, but why?
Why would they even shop her if they have groomed her for them?
Why you think they're shopping her?
So that when solidified.
And so when they pull the trigger, boom.
Oh, but that's all on Pop though. That's on Pop.
Exactly.
Pop gotta pull that trigger.
Yep, and it's a ploy because San Antonio is not a good team.
No, they're not.
So she's gonna go into a situation where what? You gotta rebuild for 2-3 years and then get rid of her?
Because
I'm gonna tell you like this. Dwayne Casey should have a championship ring. Dwayne Casey should have a championship ring, right?
Well, if Dwayne Casey got Kawhi Leonard, yeah, he would have won too.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah. Mind you, and LeBron wasn't in the East.
LeBron wasn't in the East.
Come on, man.
Hello.
Come on.
Hello.
Yeah.
But again,
a lot.
But again, we keep letting these players off the hook. And I'm so happy that Dame Lillard said who he wanted. But we gotta stop. We gotta stop letting these players off the hook. And we gotta stop wanting black coaches to go to just bad situations. Why the hell do I want them to go over there to Orlando? I don't give a damn about Orlando. That's not a good job.
If you got 2 minutes, I want to hit 1 point. I just want to hit 1 point. It's a quick point, and I'm out. We was talking about, all of these pundits going after going after players on all their ups and their downs and everything like that, talking about them. But there's one player we should always talk about that needs to be shamed, and that's Ryan Tannehill. And I'll never get off that hill. I'm good.
Wait, the Julio Jones thing?
Oh.
No, we ain't gonna do that. Say that for next show. Say that for next show.
Okay.
See, that's why I just wanted to hit the point. I just wanted to hit the point.
When we come on, we will be talking about that.
Hey, listen, I got my 10-second point, and I'm off it too. Mark Murphy said that Aaron Rodgers is a complicated fella. I love complicated fellas. We would 12.
Okay.
I mean, we gotta start rooting for these players, man. And I'm so happy that these players is like calling their shots now. I'm so happy.
But
they should have been calling their shots.
But you know what a lot of people want? You need to shut up and play. You better be happy that the team with you. You shut your ass up, because if your boss told you to do a job that wasn't designated for you, wouldn't you be mad? But stop Hambone, because
we're not gonna act like talented people, and no matter what job field they are, can't call their own shots.
Right.
Thank you. Thank you. I'll leave y'all with this. I said it to my wife.
I know somebody that did that.
I said it to my wife. I said, you know what's crazy? Someone to see what Kyrie did, and Kyrie will talk about what's going on in the world, and they'll tell him he should shut up. He gets paid millions of dollars, just play a game. And you'll be disrespectful to Kyrie because he plays a game. but you won't ever disrespect Steve Jobs or Bill Gates. You never mention how much money they make when you talk to them. You assume that they deserve respect. But this same man that's $100 million man, multiple times,
50 million after taxes, but go ahead.
you're gonna tell me he don't need respect because he makes so much money?
Hambone, I ain't preaching. Hambone.
I'm at a loss.
Hambone, we're gonna say this to Juneteenth because y'all own it. Y'all own this now, man.
Listen, I'm winning Juneteenth because I'm rooting for everybody that's black lately. My wife is hating it right now. Everybody that's black, I'm rooting for right now.
Her mother gonna choke the shit out you. Hambone, Juneteenth, you better not go over there acting up either.
You know I am. You know I am.
Hey, listen.
I tell her straight up, don't put no raisins in this potato salad.
Hey, Hambone like dude from CB4. I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all.
Hambone said, "My name ain't Larry. Call me Pooh."
That's what I be telling them. That's what I be telling them. Like, yo, chill. Yo, man, appreciate y'all, man.
Appreciate you.
Y'all keep doing your thing, man.
Yo, listen. Yo, we will have you on next week, so don't go nowhere. We want to, give you a shout out when we end it. Again, thanks again for tuning to another edition of Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast. On that note, I'm your boy Professional Sutton,
and I'm your boy Chris G.
And it's your boy The Ruck Report.
And also, we want to thank our special guest,
Busy.
That's it. Super Bowl and NBA champion. And I will be hosting the show right after.
Cut. Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast. I'm your boy Professional Sutton.
And I'm your boy Chris G.
And it's your boy The Rucker Report, a.k.a. Jerry.
Ready? This is what the greatest thing about sports is. You play to win the game.
Inch by inch, play by play, till we're finished.
This is Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast.
X about me.
With Professional Sutton.
You already know.
Chris G.
My homie.
And the Rucker Report.
My family, what up?
They for real.
All straight with no chaser.
Let the games begin.
Let's go. Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast.